All right, folks. So we're already on a Saturday here. As we get ready for Sunday, I've got your forecast coming up for next week. And first of all, we're going to start with a view there from Rapides Hospital. Thank those folks for the cam over there. It looks like a mostly sunny sky there with just a few clouds. A lot of that is high level clouds mixing in with a few small cumulus clouds there. Let's go down to LeCount where we're checking out our new camera in that area. Thank those folks for that. We've got a little bit more clouds in that direction, seeing some high and mid-level cloud formations there, as well as a few low cloud, call it partly cloudy there for our good friends in LeCount. Talking about these things coming up, there'll be a tranquil weather pattern on the way. So what does that mean? First of all, you're going to have some delightful mornings ahead in this forecast as this cold front that I've been talking about coming through this weekend is once again a little bit stronger. Every time I've come to do the live stream, I've had revised minimum temperatures down a couple of mornings. So, and likewise in this forecast. So we'll talk about how low it goes here in a few minutes. Dry air will rule the forecast, and that's part of this tranquility. If you don't get the moisture, you don't get the thunderstorms. All right, so a tropical update and some good news there as well. So this is a good news forecast. So radar showing a few showers and thunderstorms out across our western parishes. Let's take a little look at that and see what's going on. Closer look coming through portions of Sabine and Vernon Parish. I can get an hour motion tap right here. Showers and again a couple of thunderstorms just working its way southeast there across southern Sabine, moving into northwestern Vernon Parish, and indications are it will kind of persist even farther south into Vernon Parish. Otherwise, dry air is on the way. Dew points, a direct measure of how much moisture is in the air in Natchez, Ruston, and Natchez, Mississippi, and Monroe. Got that confused. All right, so Ruston, Monroe, and Natchez all showing dew points now in the 60s. So dry air is kind of backdooring in a little bit from that direction. And so that is kind of weather that you want this time of year. Satellite and radar showing the front. Don't really agree with this front position. I think the moisture boundary in our area is kind of oriented this way, but there is some dry air out to the west as well, and it'll all kind of filter in as a couple of days go on, and the front actually clears the area pretty well by tomorrow. So let's go beyond this into the future cast, a short-term forecast here on the local level. West of I-49, going to hold out a chance of a shower in the forecast, but it's less likely to be a high chance. So I would say that, yeah, if you left an umbrella at home, you'll probably be all right, unless you're in that little corner there in South Sabine and Western Vernon. Okay, so going into tomorrow morning for church services there, mid-morning Sunday school, I don't see any issues there. And you'll actually feel a difference in the air, I think, as a little bit dry air will arrive overnight as that frontal boundary continues to push to the south. And we'll see lower temperatures in the morning, of course, as well with that. Sunday evening, kind of a chill forecast here, or back to the evening service at church. Maybe you got something to do for the weekend. Go run some errands. Whatever you do there, I think it's going to be pretty good. Going into Monday, and it's back to reality with work and school. We got a pretty good forecast there. Monday morning will be even cooler than Sunday morning. Well down into the 60s there for your Monday morning. Let's check things out in the tropics. AL91, the tropical wave that we've been watching, is getting sick. There's dry air, which is kind of in training or being ingested into the circulation. And Hurricane Center's got it down to 20% over the next 2 days and 20% for the full 7 days. All right, so as you know, at one time I think it was 90%. And so this has really gotten a major illness, and that's good news. All right, so looking at the satellite images there, we just don't see any focused convection. In fact, you can see that some of these clusters are weakening, and so maybe I don't know if we've seen the last of AL91, but for now, he's not doing too well. And that's good news. All right, so 7-day forecast, and got 10% for tomorrow, just in case southern and western parishes could see a little something. If go get that how efficiently we can get that dry air in and totally wipe out the humidity There, 66 low Sunday morning. That will be good. 84 high, 85 high Monday morning. But look at your low, 61. There will be some 50s in the forecast. Be upper 50s. And then we average in the upper 50s there for Tuesday morning. And that is worth an applause, folks. Yeah, give it a hand. But with high pressure rebuilding to the south and southwest of us, it will begin to encroach on the area Tuesday. So you see, we start jumping up in maximum temperatures, high of 89, and I'm afraid we're going to be back to 90 in some locations there. If not Tuesday, then certainly Wednesday through Saturday looks like kind of a hot period coming up. But the humidity will not be tough, so that will be the good news. But we see mostly sunny skies there, and of course we'll have that input to the heat index there, and kind of keep it toasty those days, but the mornings will be nice. And you can also see with that dry air, the only rain chance is at 10% on Sunday. So I think this is kind of a 7-day forecast that a lot of you wanted, especially those morning temperatures. Yeah, I know you're through with the 90s, so you get done with that long ago in the long hot summers in Louisiana, but this 7-day forecast is pretty good. So temperature outlook beyond this into the 8 to 14 day range. What about the 14th through the 20th of September? Okay, well, it looks like we're kind of leaning a little bit above normal. Here's below normal across the East Coast, and then a near normal, and then quickly, once we get into Louisiana, we turn above normal. Those normal values for that week, 67 low, 89 high, so we'll be pretty close to that, I think, on the average. Some thermometers be a little bit lower, others be a little bit higher. That's all in the probability or the statistics of all this climate stuff. But that's kind of a simple explanation. What about rainfall? Looks like we're in a below normal, centered in the Great Lakes and upper Midwest, and it kind of ridges down into our area. And that value is about 2/3 of an inch, okay? Barring any tropical systems, this time of year is not all that terribly wet. Again, unless you get a tropical system, and nothing's expected here in our forecast during this time frame. All right, so that's what we're watching, and looks like a pretty good forecast coming up. So Nick will be with you tomorrow. I'll be in the forecast center hanging around, and hope your Sunday is blessed.